Hello everybody, today I'd like to continue work on my custom build number 1 and I'd like to bring you up to speed what's going on here. Why I didn't film it for almost 10 days is because we hope to get one of GPU back from RMA, but it takes longer than expected, so we agreed with the client that we will build the rig back with single GPU only, and we maybe revisit it later or customer can install on his own. I try to make it builds in such ways it will be more or less easy task, so it can be easily drained and it's not much trouble to put second GPU into the system. So what we're going on here, I didn't film it, but I work a little bit on the radiators. If you remember, this was one fan on the bottom chamber with basically just heating flash with a power supply and was no flow, so I removed one fan out of that position because it just wasn't very good type of design. And also I reworked on the top radiator chamber. I get rid of that very thick ugly gasket, and I installed 1mm gasket just to see how things looks better. It's basically you barely can see that there's gasket here, which is I like. That was the purpose I made those ones, and I just wanted to see in person how it works. So it's my first try of installation of such gasket, and it went pretty good, so I'm happy. I'm going to use it in my own builds for sure. Secondly, I also, for just strictly from OCD perspective, I replaced the silver screws on the radiator with the black ones. I get rid of all necessary stickers like quality assurance, which is like kind of green, which is stupid, and all this Bitfenix labels as well. I understand some people like it. I personally get really annoyed by too many labels in a system, so I'm trying to keep it clean, so I removed. Hopefully customer wouldn't be too angry with me about that, but I think that's improved the looks. That's the purpose I did it. So right now I put system flat. For the purpose I will try to reroute all tube routing, so play with fittings a little bit. I basically will show you either final result or some sort of time lapse, because I still deciding how to do it the best way, so it could be a few attempts in that process, and I'm not ready just to give you final solution straight from my top of my head. It's not ready. Okay, let me show you my starting point. As you see, I installed this improved radiator assembly, so everything looks very clean and neat and blending well with the rest of the scheme. So my OCD is happy at this point. But now I have to work with this hard part of the build. We have so many ports here, so 2 on rad, 2 on this block, 2 on CPU, another block, and GPU. So it's a lot of complications here, because ideally you would like to cascade your tube from top to down nicely, and that allows you to drain your system when it's needed without much trouble. But because so many connections, you can't avoid crossing tube at some point. I will try to minimize it as much as I could, but there's no solution in my head yet, so I have to play with different fittings and just to see how it goes with a couple way of designing it, so to speak. Another thing I would like to mention is that if we would downgrade for sure for one single card, I most likely put it here. Then I can connect from this CPU area towards card, then go nicely to this block, and from the block go to the reservoir or pump, whatever it is. But because we still consider to put second GPU, I don't really like the design that was originally in place, that we have one GPU in this slot, second GPU in this slot, and we have kind of convoluted, crumbled connection between those cards through this motherboard block, and it wasn't really nice, and I didn't like the looks, and I didn't like the whole way how you have to set up it. So my recommendation, I will start with this slot for the single card, and we go nicely from this connection to this block, and then to the card, and then go somewhere else. And when customer would need to install the second card, we just put it in the bottom slot, connect 2 cards together with some sort of expandable fitting, and then just reconnect tube on the bottom card. So it will be really easy way of upgrade and shouldn't create any troubles for my client later on the road. But now that's the area that I like to concentrate. I plan to switch tubing to black and red. The black will go the ones that I don't want to see and go like behind motherboard tray into reservoir or pump assembly, I don't know yet. And the tubes that you actually see, that I will make in red, and we'll see which one goes where. Just maybe play with this a little bit, just try to make it look nice. But the main thing is nice and neat connection, not just bending like here. And no solution yet, so I will try to work it out. If there's anything, I'll slow down and give you some comments, but most likely I plan to speed up the process and just show you some sort of time lapse of my attempts. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Alright guys, let's start the process. One additional piece of advice I would like to give you: when you work with like chemical liquids that used in water cooling systems, such as glycol base and everything, I suggest that when you have some sort of sink soaked in a liquid, instead of just laying it around so it's evaporate and go straight like in your lungs, just use some sort of bag, and all the stuff that you go to put in the garbage, you just can put in plastic bag so it evaporate less, and may save you from some headache. I swear to God, when I joined the system, I had so much stuff spilled all over around. I really had a bad headache after result, and I'm pretty much sure it's not because of whatever weather. I'm pretty sure I inhaled a little bit more than I should do. So that would be my recommendation when you work on a build like this, and that's a safety predication, so to speak. Alright, let's continue. Okay guys, that's my final result for the motherboard area. I was able to achieve my target for trying to be almost cascading type of connection, so it should be good for draining. Put two black sections, two red sections. I think it plays nicely with overall layout of this build, because mostly black with some red accents, so I don't want to overdo red part. Will not do this one right now because I need to put reservoir back in place and see how things goes with the radiators and stuff. Also didn't make connection out of red. This will be go behind the motherboard. For that I need to flip the case, but well, that's what I come up with. Took me 3 hours, by the way, to work out straight with all these tryouts and thinking, so you can relate a little bit how long it takes to build the systems if you decide to go for custom loop. It's definitely not just a couple hours of work, it's a couple days of work. Alrighty, okay, let's pop up case and continue hammering it. One more thing I forgot before actually going to work on other parts of the case, put reservoir back in place. I would rather go it up a little bit if I have one card, so I have nice straight connection, but because I have a second card, basically I just measure it, the distance that I need to meet when a second card will be installed, and I just align it up nicely to the second GPU. So when the customer will put the second card, he will just run straight tubing from the second GPU. It will look really cool and wouldn't be really visible much, so it will be really nice. But right now I just will have some sort of angled connection under the angle. I would rather go straight, but just for the sake of future upgradability, I will make it a sloped type of run for the tube, and I will keep it black, so it will be not that bad. Okay, back to upright position and filters and stuff. It doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty decent, and it's a very good hardware as well. So went better than I expected, to be honest. Alrighty. So what I need to figure out now is this connection from the rod and my dual pump setup. So everything disassembled, so we need to put it back in the system and find good location. I think this is a good time when you put your build on a rotating table. This will help to work out with it in a convenient way. Okay, have my rotating table in place by magic, so we can continue work on the build. Few last things left. We'll disconnect all this business, remove third pump that we don't need to, and put our dual pump setup, which will be perfectly fine in our situation. Run tube between two and just close the loop. And I don't know, it's getting really late, so I'm not sure if I will fill it today or not, but we'll see how much energy I have. Maybe I'll finish up, fill it up next day. I'm not really happy with any scenarios that crossing my mind at this point. The best strategy in such situation, just stop hitting against the wall and make a break. It usually works for me. So in this particular case, I'll just leave it and think about it a little bit better. Yeah, I'll take a pause. Sorry guys, couldn't finish it for you right now. but I'm pretty sure it will come to me. I'll come up with the best solution possible. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it was somewhat interesting for you, and we'll come back with more videos.